Rats chewed through $2,400 worth of wiring in my neighbor's car. One morning, overnight. He had no idea until his engine light came on and the mechanic handed him the bill. And the worst part? It could have been stopped for free, completely free, using things already sitting in your garage right now. Nobody tells you this. Not the dealership, not the exterminator who charges you $300 for a visit. Not the mechanic who replaces your wiring harness and sends you home broke. But today, that changes. Because I'm going to show you exactly how rats get into your car, why your garage is basically a 5-star hotel for them, and the simple, dirt-cheap methods that permanently keep them out. Stay until the end, because the last tip is something even professional pest controllers don't bother mentioning to you. And it might be the most powerful one of all. You need to understand what is actually happening here. Rats do not randomly wander into cars. They are attracted. Your car is warm. It holds heat long after you park it. The engine bay stays warm for hours, and for a rat looking for somewhere safe to nest during cold nights, your car is paradise. Now add to that the rubber coating on your wires. Modern automotive wiring is coated in soy-based insulation. Car manufacturers switched to plant-derived materials years ago as part of environmental changes to production. Rats and rodents are biologically drawn to that material. They chew it, not because they are hungry, because their teeth never stop growing and they need to grind them constantly. Your wiring harness, your brake lines, your coolant hoses, all of it is fair game. Mechanics will tell you this happens all the time. What they will not always tell you is how preventable it is. Because when your car goes in for rodent damage repair, the average bill sits between $800 and $3,000 depending on what they got to. Honda, Toyota, and Hyundai have all faced lawsuits from owners dealing with repeated rodent damage. Repeat damage, meaning people paid once, got it fixed, and the rats came right back. Because nobody told them how to stop the entry, the pest control industry charges $150 to $400 for a standard rodent treatment visit. They lay traps, they spray, they come back for follow-up visits. Every visit costs more money, and your car sits there, still warm, still coated in soy wire insulation, still attractive. You're paying them to manage a problem they have zero incentive to permanently solve. Here's what actually keeps rats out, and it starts with understanding how they enter. Rats can squeeze through a gap the size of a quarter. Your car has dozens of entry points. The gaps around cables entering the cabin, the ventilation ducts, the gaps in the hood, gaps around the firewall. They are not breaking in. They are sliding through openings that were never designed to be sealed against rodents. The first thing you need to do is make your car smell wrong to them. Rats navigate almost entirely by scent. Their world is built on smell. And there are specific natural scents that their nervous system reads as danger. Peppermint oil is one of the most effective, and it costs almost nothing. A small bottle at any pharmacy or grocery store runs $3 to $5. Soak cotton balls, real cotton balls, not synthetic, in pure peppermint oil and place them in the engine bay, near the air intake, under the hood on the frame rails, and beneath the car near the undercarriage. The scent is overwhelming to rats. Their olfactory system is roughly 40 times more sensitive than ours. What smells slightly minty to you is an unbearable chemical assault to them. Replace those cotton balls every 2 to 3 weeks, and you maintain that invisible barrier constantly. Alongside peppermint, cayenne pepper works on the same principle. Sprinkle it around the tires, around the perimeter of where you park, and on the ground under the engine bay. Rats will not cross a cayenne perimeter because the capsaicin irritates their nasal passages the moment they approach. Cost? A jar of cayenne at the grocery store is under $2. You are building a scent barrier around your car for less than $7 total. Now here is the step-by-step method to lock this down properly. Because scent alone is strong, but layering your defenses is what makes this permanent. Start by parking in light rather than darkness whenever possible. Rats are prey animals. They avoid open, bright, exposed areas. A simple plug-in LED work light left on in your garage overnight near where your car sits creates enough ambient brightness to make rats uncomfortable. They prefer to move in shadow. Deny them that. Next, remove everything from your garage floor that gives them cover or food. Cardboard boxes on the floor are nesting material. Bags of birdseed. Pet food stored in original bags. Even grass seed. All of it is food supply. Move pet food into sealed hard plastic containers. Remove cardboard entirely or store it elevated. Then create your scent barrier. Soak 6 to 8 cotton balls in peppermint oil and place them in a grid pattern inside the engine bay, near the battery, near the air filter housing, along the firewall. Do not place them where they can contact belts or pulleys. Tuck them into the corners of the engine bay where they sit still and release scent continuously. Sprinkle cayenne pepper in a ring around all 4 tires and around the base of your garage walls. Next, take steel wool, a basic pad of steel wool from the hardware store under $3, and stuff it into any visible gaps around cables that pass through your firewall into the cabin. Rats cannot chew through steel wool. Their teeth cannot grip it properly, and the fibers cause enough discomfort that they abandon the attempt. This is the same material professional rodent proofers use at $150 an hour. You are doing it yourself in 20 minutes. After that, lay peppermint oil-soaked cotton balls at the base of each car tire. When a rat approaches your car from any direction, the scent hits them before they even reach the vehicle. Change all cotton balls every 2 weeks. Do not skip this. The oil evaporates, and a dry cotton ball does nothing. Finally, and this is important, do not leave your car parked and unused for long periods. A car that sits for weeks is vastly more attractive to nesting rats than one that is started and moved regularly. Even running the engine for 10 minutes every few days is enough vibration, heat cycle change, and engine noise to disturb any rat that was beginning to settle. If you must store a car long-term, raise it on jack stands if possible, so the undercarriage is exposed and airy. Place peppermint cotton balls inside the cabin as well, in the footwells. Close the windows fully, block the exhaust pipe opening with a rag stuffed with steel wool. Remove it before starting the car, obviously. These combined steps create overlapping barriers a rat has no reason to push through. People who apply this method consistently stop seeing rodent damage. Completely. One viewer who had gone through 2 wiring harness replacements in 3 years, spending over $4,000 total, applied this full layered approach and has not had a single incident in over 18 months. That is not luck. That is creating an environment that rats do not want to be near. Pest professionals know these deterrents work. Peppermint and capsaicin-based repellents are documented in pest management literature. The issue is not that they are secret. It is that they require you to spend $7 at a grocery store instead of $300 on a service call. The comparison is not subtle. Professional rodent exclusion services, which is the actual permanent solution the industry offers, run between $500 and $1,500 for a full property treatment. What they do is exactly this: seal entry points, remove attractants, place repellents. You just did that yourself for under $10 in 20 minutes of your time. The results hold as long as you maintain the cotton balls. 2 weeks per change, a few minutes of your time, and your car wiring stays intact. Your brake lines stay whole. Your mechanic never hands you a $2,000 bill for rodent damage again. If this helped you, hit like right now. It takes 1 second, and it helps this information reach other car owners before they find out the hard way with a massive repair bill. Subscribe, because next week I'm covering the single biggest mistake people make when storing a car that guarantees rust damage, and the garage product that stops it cold for about $4. The final tip I promised: the absolute best long-term rat deterrent for a parked car is a used cat litter tray placed near, not inside, near, your parking spot. The scent of cat urine is a hardwired predator signal in rats. It triggers an instinctive avoidance response. Free. Completely free if you have a cat. If you do not, ask a neighbor. Rats do not reason their way past it. Their biology simply says, leave. You're not fighting a pest problem. You're just making your car the least interesting option in the neighborhood. And that is all it takes.